Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game! When we last left off, we were chasing after Babs Bunny here because she is off on an adventure to become a star, and we kind of want to try to prevent her from getting herself into trouble. Well, for the most part, we're the ones getting into trouble. Well, that's just how things go, I guess. Anyway, let us continue. Performers like us have to have wit, wisdom, and warmth. But we also must have courage. Let's test our courage by investigating the haunted house in the forest that Fifi told me about. Take a deep breath. Okay, let's go. Are we taking a deep breath because we're preparing to go to someplace scary, or are we taking a deep breath because Fifi is a skunk? Oh yes, this level. I'm going to want to start with Hampton here. Because right up here, if I creep forward, you see that guy there? If I get too close, he will slam into the tree, freezing the game for a moment and making a bunch of spiked balls land on top of me, and they are hard to dodge. So, screw that. It is definitely an advantage having already played this game before, and I call shenanigans. I was totally on top. No. Oh, and I was so distracted by shenanigans that I let him do the exact thing that I was trying to prevent. Well, there goes half my gems. I can still potentially reach 500 gems. I will say, though, if I do manage to reach get 500 gems... Well, let me rephrase. If I wind up getting to the end of the game and I have failed to get to the end of the game with 500 gems, it is not a big deal. I will explain why once we get there. There, that time I got ya. And of course we have the theme song again. Alright, give me something good for my troubles. Montana Mash. I already paid to start this. I would have liked to have gone with somebody, with Buster Bunny, since we haven't seen him play this yet. By the way, Montana is a character from the cartoon. That kid that I just now whacked. He is basically a spoiled brat, completely rich with unlimited amount of money. So it is kind of satisfying to give him a few whacks here and there. Okay, let's go ahead and backtrack a bit. Not sure which character I want to backtrack with, but we'll make our way back to the first pipe. Because both pipes lead to the same area, but this one leads a little further back where I can get some more... Whoa, that was a weird thing. What just happened there? Where we could get some more gems is what I was saying. And that bird is a little hard to aim for. And there's where the other pipe comes up. And be careful here, because there's going to be one more of those tree slamming guys. And we have arrived in the haunted forest with a very familiar song. I forget what this song is called, but it's like classic Beethoven, classic Bach. One of those is old principles. Oh, invincibility. Not particularly helpful moving forward. And that just happened. Well, good news is, checkpoint. Bad news is, I just lost even more gems. I think I can still get to 500. Okay, according to Strike Back, the song is called In the Hall of the Mountain King by Edward Grieg. I would have never guessed. Not even sure who Edward Grieg is. What I am sure of is that I want to get rid of this ghost before he kills me. I would prefer not to have any more deaths on this adventure. This invincibility in this particular level is not super helpful. Because besides this wasp nest, there's no other enemies to come across in that direction. Okay, I think I want to start by heading down. I think there's going to be another extra hit point down here, which I would definitely like to have. Yeah, it's going to be right in here. So glad to find these. Now I'll go ahead and grab these real quick and then do a little bit more backtracking. Oh boy, don't fall again! I can only afford to lose so many gems, and I think I've already reached that limit. Definitely keeping plucky for this. Because hitting those things with any other character is pretty hard. I'll skip that pipe for the moment. And we'll just head on up here. I found a button. Yay me! That button is actually very important. Get you! Thankfully before he got me. Actually, kind of think of it, this might look like a ceiling, but it's actually not, so I could have just jumped on that guy. Anyway, we have arrived back to where these were, where there was the gems that I have already collected. Let's head up here. My name is Fifi. I have been captured by the forest ghost. Find this button in the forest. If you press the button correctly, you will be able to get me out. If you free me, I can help you. Please help me. Well, goodness for you, I have already done that. Out of curiosity, no, I can't get into your cage. However, I seem to clip behind your hair there, so that's interesting. Thank you. I will help you. Ah, yes. So, Fifi La Fume. She is, of course, the young counterpart to Pepe Le Pew. But thankfully, not stinky all the time. Otherwise, it would be very hard to hang out with her friends. Regardless, I was caught by you before, but now I will not get even... Let's try it again. I will now get even with you. She is still the skunk, and she knows how to use her stink. Man, I wish she was playable. As far as I'm aware, she is not playable in any Tiny Toons games, except for one particular sports game where she's only playable if you're playing in multiplayer mode. Fifi is actually a very interesting character, a lot better of a character than Pepe Le Pew, as I will explain further momentarily. Babs is farther ahead. Good luck. So, those of you familiar with Pepe Le Pew knows that his character basically revolves on mistaking a an accidental skunk, such as a cat with a stripe painted down her tail, as an actual skunk and wanting to chase after this accidental skunk, ow, and woo this accidental skunk. Fifi Le Fume, thankfully, only has that sort of story a couple of times. Poor furball. Whereas her stories generally revolve around other ideas. For example, a pet lover wanting to hug her, and she's like, "No, please do not hug me, you squeeze pets to death." Literally. And I can also remember this one particular cartoon where she was with her friends going to this haunted cabin in the woods. And her stink only came into play once during that, and that was in an attempt to defend her friends. As a skunk myself, I am kinda happy that there is a skunk character who is not entirely all about her stink, but instead is only sometimes about her stink. Oh, this spot is hard, but I made it. And thankfully, I believe there is free health down here. Oh yeah, also, you can't really tell in this game, but Fifi has a lovely shade of purple. That said, her being Pepe's counterpart, she does have this French accent going on for her. Okay, this time we're racing with Buster. Oh wait, we did that before. I was thinking of the Whack-A-Mole minigame. Also, excuse me, as I was shifting in my seat, I accidentally sat on my headphones cord. Let me fix that. Okay. Nope, don't need to know the rules. This time we're going with Little Beeper. And this will be hard. I can only think of one, maybe 2 times I've actually won this. You really need this head start. Made it! That's hard. I could not do that as a kid. Thankfully, I've gotten better at button mashing since then. Extra lives. And like I said earlier, I believe if you were lacking in a hit point, they would give you an extra hit point. I don't know if you noticed that or not. If you didn't notice, too bad. Another visitor, and I was not informed. I have been trapped here for 100 years because a spell was put on me. I let a rabbit go before, but I will not do it again. Alright, here is the next boss. This is... Actually, I don't think this character appears in the show. It appears we're fighting some sort of ghost knight who has his brain sticking out on his brainstem. Actually, I think that's actually a cotton ball on top of his helmet. But I always see it as his brain. And considering this is a haunted place and he's this ghost knight, it could very well be his brain. You never know. Thankfully, not too difficult, I say as I take damage. Granted, it helps to already know how this fight plays out ahead of time. I imagine most players would get thwacked by that mace the moment the fight started. Oh. I have made an error by standing in the wrong place when he dropped down. It's best to start in the middle here, not at the edge, because you never know. He might go towards your edge. Now I got ya. Hopefully I don't miss. He takes plenty of hits, unfortunately. It's all about timing and endurance. And there we go. He was probably down to his last hit. That's unfortunate for two reasons. First, he was probably down to his last hit. Two, I am almost certainly not going to get 500 gems at this end of this adventure now. Again, it's not a big deal. We're not missing out on some super duper secret if I succeed. What threw me off and allowed him to hit me was I missed my bounce. I thought for certain I can get a second bounce on him. Which is certainly possible, but since I missed, I was kind of left defenseless there. Really? Well, at least I didn't take a hit that time. By the way, if it is possible to damage him whenever he's got his lower path, his legs out, I do not know. I have never actually been able to succeed. It seems to me like, no, that is not the case. It is the head only. There we go. See, you can get a double hit on him. It's a little risky, but totally doable. I'm trying to decide, do I want to go on to the next level with episode break? Do I take an episode break after this fight is what I'm wondering to myself. Because this is not a very long game. At the same time, I also planned on doing 2 games today. So doing another episode break now would kind of result in me not having as much time for that second game. Oh no! I've been beaten again. Let me think here. How long until my next episode break that I wrote down? Oh. That much time. Yeah, we're going on an episode break. We'll be right back.